For stage one, we got a juicy one, really good. We're gonna talk about Disney. How
Ooh.
often do we talk about Disney, like in this
Weekly,
channel, man?
every week.
Dude, even off work, we talk about Disney a lot, bro. So
Yeah, they always do something to just kind of shift things around, mess things around, kill franchise around. So it's like hard to stay away from Disney. Like
They also own everything, so I mean,
correct.
it's not hard to
Seriously.
miss them.
It's like there's nothing they can do that they're not gonna be touching something that we like or enjoy. So this thing is gonna shift focus now. That's what they're saying. Basically, they're shifting focus finally to streaming. Gonna make streaming their main priority. I thought that this was happening already, but apparently it wasn't. Apparently now they're gonna do it. So I'm really concerned when I read this article. I was like, what do they mean by that? I mean, if they said we're gonna put our streaming service as our priority, I mean, that could mean so many things, but from Disney just scares me a lot. They own, like Chris says, so many franchise, so many. So does this mean that maybe they're pretty much killing theaters? Like, okay, theaters are not this is not the way anymore. Streaming is the way, and pretty much we're gonna just deliver everything to you straight, or we're gonna put a Mulan on our stuff. I'm gonna charge you like $30 premium for you to enjoy our things. And this is what I want to discuss with you guys. Like, what do you guys think? You just think this is going that route? Because to me, Mulan was a bad experiment. I mean, I believe it made like how much, like 250 million, something like that.
It bombed. It lost money. It
was
lost
it
a lot
that
of
was
money.
it that much? I thought it was less, dude, to be honest.
Yeah, it lost money for sure.
No, it definitely did. I don't think they did. They never recuperated what they invested in that movie for sure. But I don't know what the message was, because a move like this requires a message. I don't know if the message with Mulan was, "Hey Disney, keep doing this," or do this, but not this way. Maybe just incorporate things like you're gonna do with the Mandalorian and with WandaVision, which we're gonna get because we are already paying for it instead of this premium type of service. But I mean, I don't know. I'm concerned. I don't know about you guys. Are you guys concerned about this? Do you guys is gonna be like, are they gonna make the right decisions, or you think they're gonna just keep pretty much experimenting and screwing things up?
No, I mean, the fact that you even said that, bro, like they're actually gonna start relying heavily on streaming right now. It pretty much told me that for the people that got it when it first launched, we pretty much just paid $70 a year. Or for the guys that were paying monthly, $7 a month for that year, we pretty much were like the beta testers on how everything was operating and all that stuff. And the fact that there's a huge success with like the Mandalorian and like even other shows that are there, they seem to see that there's a lot of engagement. But when it comes to the movies, man, I don't think they're going to possibly charge people for the premiere, just because Mulan, you had to pay $30, but now come December they're actually just going to release it to the whole Disney streaming so people can watch it for free after that, and that's a huge backfire. If anything, I'll be more concerned if they even raise the prices, because if they're going to start dishing out movies there, they're probably going to want to have you up the subscription and then take that into account at that point too. I think that's the direction they might be going on to, man.
That's a possibility too.
I have two like initial thoughts whenever you bring that up. My first one is that all of the really major franchises that Disney's banking off of are they've already hit their peak or are done. Like Star Wars is done. After Avengers Endgame, they're not done. I mean, there will be more Star Wars movies and more Marvel movies, but in terms of theatrical releases,
they complete the Star Wars trilogy and they did the Endgame thing. Yeah.
Avengers series is done. Star Wars is done. Those are some of the big ones. It makes me wonder, on the one hand, if they're just going, hey, streaming that's where it's at anyways. I think it's been going this way for years on a lot of different platforms, you know, Xbox, Netflix, etc. And then my other initial thought is, what was I thinking? That they want to juice up Disney Plus so much because Disney's so powerful that it will be like a direct competitor to Netflix. Which like if you, I mean, even if you're talking about Amazon Video, Hulu, HBO Max, those are all great. I mean, like I have all of them, but if you like, everyone has Netflix. Like everyone has Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Disney has the power and the IPs to make a streaming service as popular as Netflix.
Yeah, definitely. I think that you're right on that aspect. I believe that's what the reason why the app was out. The app came out before all this happened, all
Yeah.
the sickness, all this happened. So it was out already. I believe it
I
was
think that's a
planned-
coincidence, by the way. If we're gonna, I
Dude.
think it's a coincidence. I
I
don't
was
Yeah.
think.
just gonna
I
say
think
that
this,
too.
I
man.
think this
They-
was always the plan.
they
Yeah,
know.
it was. I believe. I mean, that what they're
Or
saying
Mickey
is that
knows.
that was always the plan, but this accelerated things like to the max. Like now there's no other option. We have to transition. And Disney was happy with the theater releases because they were pretty much banking 1 billion per movie, pretty much. If you
Yeah.
check, even Captain Marvel got 1 billion. So you got Endgame, you got Captain Marvel, you got Spider-Man movies, you got well, there was in thing with Sony, but you got the re-release of The Lion King. All those movies pretty much made $1 billion. So that's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
And this thing hits Disney really hard by them closing the parks and then stopping, the theater mojo that they had.
Mm-hmm.
So of course Disney Plus is successful. It was with The Mandalorian and people are in there. But right now, let's be honest, they were not prepared for this. I mean, nobody was. Period. Nobody was. So when this happened, Disney Plus is, I believe, still is a Mandalorian subscription, pretty much.
Yeah, dude, it's a big novelty. Like I pay for it month. It's bundled in with my Hulu, and I go out of my way to check Disney Plus maybe once a month or so, just because like bouncing between your streaming services, you just kind of click to see.
Yeah.
It feels like a novelty. I mean when it first came out, I was so excited to watch old X-Men and Spider-Man, and some of the originals are pretty cute. I even watched the Lady and the Tramp, but that's like damn near a year old already. Like they don't have content still.
Yeah.
Which is maybe going off the rails a little bit, but I'm betting that they have a 5 and 10 year plan, and we're starting to approach just whatever they have for year 2, which is getting content.
Yeah, right now I believe they're just trying to see how fast can they come up with content because they're bleeding money everywhere. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I believe that what's gonna really tell me what they're gonna do, it's Black Widow, man. That movie has been delayed a lot of times. I just want to know if they're gonna go the Mulan route or they're just gonna release it.
Do you think Disney has full control over that decision, or do you think Marvel Studios can say no, we're not doing that?
I think Disney has full control. At this
You
moment,
think?
I believe. I mean, again, I'm assuming I don't work for Disney, but
No, I don't know either.
Chaos Mod, how everything is going on. I think Disney's like making decisions, man. Like I believe they had a plan before. Marvel had a plan. This happened. The other releases are no more. This is gonna take control, and this is gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna call the shots. Parks are not functioning. Movie theaters are a no go. It's streaming the way. So we have to get everybody on board. All corporation wide get on board on the fact that this is how we're gonna deliver our product." I believe they're basically driving that car.
Yeah.
So, like I said, my concern is that the marketing and how Black Widow is gonna be delivered, because that movie has been delayed a couple of times already. It was supposed to come out in May. It's been how many months now? Like 3-4 months.
Yeah, barely a little bit more.
Yeah, still.
You know, it'd be pretty interesting if maybe this is just me putting my tinfoil hat on, but I wonder if they purposely overpriced Mulan so that if they drop Black Widow at $15, people are like, oh, all right, well,
man, I'm having no doubt.
Right? Like,
oh yeah,
just because $30 is so much. Like,
Yeah.
$30 takes justifying.
Oh,
well, my
yeah.
family's going to be there.
yeah.
Like,
They were like, okay, how much money do we a family of 4 spend going to the theater? And they okay, let's just charge half. But I believe that the part that they just big flow over the head. It's like, dude, we're already paying for this. So you're gonna extra charge the people that are paying for a service and put like lock service in it. But yeah, Chris, you're right. This is an experiment. I'm pretty sure.
I think.
It's an
I
experiment.
mean, it'll be some. It's gonna be something like, hey, Black Widow comes out to next week for $15 or $20. I guess is $19.99, or you can wait 2 months to see it on just on Disney Plus. That feels like, as I'm digesting that, it feels like this thought right now will be the norm in 4 years. Like it's, and they're just too powerful not to get away with it.
Yeah, I am, and I believe I'm with Manny on this part. I believe they're gonna increase the monthly subscription fee, and they're just gonna incorporate their content on the service. That's my guess. I don't think the Mulan experiment was successful. I was checking right now the box office, 66 millions.
Yeah, I thought it was less. I'm like, wait, 250? Like they would have made more. But
I was
That's
way
so
off
low for
Yeah.
Disney.
According to Google, 66.8 million.
That's
So
crazy.
I don't think this was successful. I believe that they just want to get as many people in their ecosystem as possible, and just feed them with content for them to never leave, like Netflix does. That's what I think they mean by this is gonna be our priority. We want everybody subscribe to Plus.
Yeah,
everybody.
This is gonna be probably like maybe they might to your point, Chris. Like maybe in the next 3-4 years they'll probably change something. I think it's gonna be a lot sooner. Just the fact that Mulan, that was like a pretty ballsy experiment of them to do with that price hike. Black Widow is literally probably their last chance to cut down the premiere price. And if that even goes to crap, they're probably just gonna be like, you know what? We're just gonna throw the content up there and we're just gonna up the subscription. Because remember, back when Netflix in the days, man, when you get the CDs, it was $7 a month too, man. And then when they ended up going digital, at that point they decided a lot of people prefer it this way and they jacked it up. So we might even do the same thing. It might go up $10. Like it'll probably be $10 a month, dude. That's what I'm thinking if they end up.
There's also a comment that Bob Chapek is the CEO of Disney right now, right?
Who?
You know what? I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Bob Chapek.
It's I know it's not Iger anymore. So I think it's the other guy. I think
Iger's who I had in my head.
It is Bob Chapek. Okay. So there was an interview, I believe, and Chapek respond basically that he said that consumers are gonna lead us. And that's a powerful quote, man. He said that, and basically, if I'm quoting him right, and I get into his mentality, that means, guys, that you guys, us guys, whoever's watching, guys, we are the ones who are gonna dictate how Disney is gonna move. So watch closely their business methods and tactics, because we're voting right now with our wallets. That's what we're discussing about the Mulan experiment. We discussed this topic before. It failed. I believe they're not gonna go that route specifically with moving forward. But who knows? This was Mulan. Maybe there's another movie that everybody's dying to watch, and then try it again.
You know what the thing?
Same tactic.
That's that movie that everyone wants to see isn't Black Widow though. Like that's such a weird, like if that's the next major hit. If there's any singular Marvel character where I'm like, I guess I could skip that one, it's Black Widow. Like I'd like to see that movie and I would pay for it in theaters like a normal experience. But if they ask me for more fucking money on top of my subscription for Black Widow, yeah. I'm not paying for that.
No,
like,
definitely.
What a weird, forgettable character. I hope they don't, man.
I think there's a audience for Black Widow. Again, remember, there's people that I just love Disney Marvel Universe.
That's me. I'm that people.
Maybe you're more inclined, and I bet to say that you're more inclined to pay for Black Widow than Mulan.
Yeah, for sure. If it was $10, I'd angrily pay it. Like I would be mad when getting on.
I don't think I even pay $10. If I'm paying, I want what Manny said. Start increasing the price for new consumers. And when I renew, just let me, hey, your subscription is about to expire because I'm paying my yearly. I'm gonna renew. It's gonna be this much now instead of this much.
Yeah.
And I'll decide. Because I mean, if you're gonna give me a paywall in front of a paywall, That doesn't make any sense. It's like you're charging me twice. Netflix doesn't do this shit, and that's your competition.
You know what
Yeah.
would make sense? I don't know how long we've been on this, but you know what would make sense is if after doing this, sort of like how they have Hulu and Hulu Premium and Netflix Premium, if
Yeah.
they go, there's Disney Plus and then Disney Premium where all the movies are free, but Disney Plus you have to wait 4 months to watch everything,
Oh,
and then
snap.
that's just going to be a more expensive service.
Yeah, they could go that route too. To be honest,
That sounds
Yeah.
awful, man. There's
Yeah.
there's no service right now that does that.
There, what are you talking about? Hulu has Hulu
Yeah.
Premium, which
Yeah, but
no
Hulu
commercials.
Premium, no commercial. It's not. They're not blocking content.
Well,
you just
Disney
gotta-
just
you
needs
just
to add
gotta swallow
commercials
three-
and take them away.
You just gotta swallow 3 ads. But that. But you just described is awful. No, no.
Hey, you know the funny thing about Disney.
Give Disney
is-
ideas.
Well, no, the funny thing about Disney is you love them to death because they're literally magical. They have the fucking Imagineers in the building that make you feel incredible, and everything they touch turns to gold. At the end of the day, on in the corporate office, they're kind of fucking evil. Like they're swallowing this entertainment monopoly and forcing all of our hands. If they're saying it's in hands of the consumer, that's got to be in jest. Like we're taking your money either way. Like Disney's scary, man.
Yeah, the way I
It's
see
scary
them,
how big they are.
I see them like holding like my childhood as ransom,
Totally.
and asking me for money if I want to see it, like from time to time.